Hi, my name is Miss Jenny. Welcome to the Meet the Teacher parent meeting for the 2022-2023 preschool year. Hopefully you have all had a chance to go on my website, thebrightbeginning.com, and to bookmark that so that you can access that easily. And also, I hope that you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you haven't, please do both of those things sometime today. On my website, every Friday I upload pictures from the week. So each day in preschool I take pictures, and then on Fridays I will upload all of those pictures. I keep them up there for the entire preschool year. I recommend going in on Fridays and saving your favorite pictures to your camera roll. That way you don't have to do all of it at the end of the preschool year. All right, also I will be sending out an invitation for you to join the Remind text. You can download the app if you want to, but you don't have to. It will just come through your regular text messages. I have the app downloaded. It just kind of looks nicer in the app. But that is what I will use to send out reminders every week of important things coming up. This is the snack sack. And it will come home the class before your child is assigned snack. So once or twice a month, your child will be in charge of bringing snack to share with the classroom. We don't have any food allergies this year. I just ask that you send in something healthy. You know, it doesn't have to be super healthy, but like goldfish or crackers or muffins or something like that. On birthdays, they will be assigned the snack, and that's when they can bring in something special if they want to, like donuts or cupcakes or something along those lines. This is the yellow folder that will come home with your child on their first day of preschool. This is something that needs to come to preschool every single day inside their backpack. So when you open it up, you'll see the left at home side. This is where things will come home, like different projects that they've done that day or their handwriting or whatever they've done that day in preschool will come home on the left at home side. And then on the other side, it says right back to school. And these are things that need to come back to preschool. And really there's only a couple things. The first thing will come home on the first day. And this is the I'm a Ray of Sunshine. It's their spotlight form. So if you can fill this out and send it back as soon as possible, preferably Thursday, if you could do that, that would be great. If you don't have a picture, so right here it says place a picture of me. If you don't have a picture of them printed out, you are welcome to text or email that to me, and I will print it out and add it to their spotlight form. But sit down with them and have them help you. It just asks questions like my name, my favorite color, my favorite food, different things like that, and have them help you fill it out. And most importantly, I want them to finish the sentence. It says something special about me. And so have your child finish that sentence and write down what they say. I think it's really fun to see what they think is special about themselves. And I think it's really important to notice and to celebrate things that are special about us. Also on this side, you'll see a tuition envelope. And so if you are paying with cash or check, you can just put it inside this tuition envelope. You can also pay with Venmo, Zelle, or PayPal. And then over here, this is the preschool tuition receipt of payment. And so I will put the date I received it, the form of payment, and my initials. And you are welcome to make monthly payments if you want to. It's $200 a month, or you can pay tuition in full at $1,600 for the whole year, or you can pay per semester, so $800 for the first semester and $800 for the second semester. All right, let's go through this folder so that you can know what's going to be in here. So every month I put the calendar in, and so here is September, and right before September is August. This was the virtual 2 weeks that we had. And so I will post the calendar on my website, and on my website it's the digital version of the calendar, and so there are hyperlinks. So anything that's underlined in this physical hard copy of the calendar will be a hyperlink in the digital calendar. And so like the letter A, and then also where it says alligator baby, you can click on those and it will be links to YouTube videos that go along with that on my website, or actually on my YouTube channel. Okay, so over here, the weekly focus, it will have the letter of the week, the color of the week, and the book of the week. The color of the week, especially on the first day of the week, so on Tuesdays, I really encourage them to wear something with the color of the week in it. I will wear something with the color of the week every single day that week. It's just really fun for us. We point it out and we look around the room and we point out things that have the color of the week in it as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so it will have what we are doing each of those days. You'll see the number 1 and the number 2. That's what we're doing for each of the centers. We have 2 centers every day in preschool. That gives you an idea of what we're doing, and also it gives you something to talk to your children about when you ask them about how their day at preschool was. Some will tell you every detail of who they sat by and who they played with and what they learned, and some will just say, I don't know, we just played toys. And so this will give you something to ask them about. So when you ask them about their day, you could say, okay, so tell me about the handprint, Birdie. What did you do for that? Or what was handwriting? Did you do your handwriting today? What letter did you do? So it just gives you something to talk to them about and to know what we're doing in class. It also has listed on here the snack. If your child is ever assigned snack on a day that doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. Just let me know. I always have backup snacks, and I actually have extra snack stacks as well. So please don't make an extra trip to my house if your child isn't going to be there and they're assigned snack that day. It's not a problem at all. All right, let's see, what else? Oh, every day I will put a smiley face in the little box for that day, or a straight line face or a frowny face, and that's just their behavior for the day. If you will just look at that and initial it each day, that way I know that you're looking at the calendar and that you're aware of their behavior. If there's ever anything other than a smiley face, I will also include a note to explain what happened and any kind of discipline action that was taken. Okay, I am going to now, one other thing about the calendar. So down at the bottom, there'll be a note from me, and if you will just be sure to read that note at the beginning of the month, and it just talks about if there's anything extra or special during that month. At the very bottom, it also has a reminder of tuition due and the Bible memory verse for the month. And again, there'll be a hyperlink for that. Anything that you see that's underlined has a hyperlink in it in the digital version. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out in September. I'm so excited. We have a visitor coming. Jungle Jill will be coming on Thursday, September 29th. And that day, both classes are going to meet together. So both the morning and the afternoon class will meet here at my house. She's coming here to visit, and it will be from 8:30 to 11 o'clock. So it's the normal time for the morning class, but the afternoon class just on that day will also come and be here from 8:30 to 11 o'clock. So I'm just going to quickly go through the folder so you know what's in here. Right after the calendar is going to be the student directory. It has the child's name, the mom's name, and the phone number. And that way you guys have each other's contact information if you wanted to arrange play dates or maybe carpool. The next page has the important dates and holidays for the year. I recommend pulling out your phone and plugging all of these dates into your phone. It's got things like our Christmas program and our graduation, and when we're doing our Thanksgiving feast and Easter feast and all the special days. It also has our breaks when we have like a fall break, we have a Thanksgiving break, a winter break, and then also a spring break. So all of those dates are here. I will also send home reminders. It will be on the calendar, and I will also send a remind text to remind you about those important days. The next page has the daily schedule. The morning class meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 8:30 to 11, and the afternoon class meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 11:30 to 2 o'clock. The next page has the curriculum. The following page has just information, policies, and procedures. All of these things were in the registration packet that you filled out when you signed your child up, and they're also available on my website. I just think sometimes it's nice to have a hard copy to refer to whenever you want to. So this also has just more about like the performances, the parties, the sick policy, folders in the backpack. The next page has the payment policy. And then it goes over the drop off and pick up policy. And so please, when you come to drop your child off to preschool, if you're walking, just wait down by the fire hydrant at the end of my little walkway, or if you're driving, just line up down my street, and you'll see there's a fire hydrant right in front of my house, and that's where you'll pull up to when it's your turn to drop off. On Tuesdays, we have trash day in my neighborhood, and so that is a bummer, and it makes drop off a little bit congested. So just make sure that you're being aware of my neighbors and not blocking their driveways, and also that you're not sticking way out into the street so that people can still drive down my street. Sometimes you're lined up all the way down to like the little park down the street, and if you're not sure, because sometimes it's also hard to tell if there's just a parked car or if it's somebody that's in line for drop off, if you're not sure, just go ahead and drive up by my house. And if you get up by my house and you realize that all of those cars are actually people in line, no problem. Just turn the corner and you can just park and walk your child up to me. Please don't send your child up to knock on my door if I'm not out there yet. I will come out right when preschool starts. So I'll be out there right at 8:30 and 11:30 to welcome your child. And then I will walk down and open the door and help them out of the car. Once you have dropped them off, if you go forward and then make a left turn, it will loop you back around and get you out on Jasper Drive. So you'll just be driving down the alley across the street from me. That's the easiest, quickest way to get back out of my neighborhood. The next 2 pages, it goes over the growth mindset, what it is, and how you can help your child. This is a philosophy that I use in preschool. I love teaching the children that their brain is a muscle, and that the more they use it, the stronger it gets and the smarter they are. We use every opportunity to learn. I like teaching the children that it's okay to make mistakes, that mistakes help us to learn and to grow. So if you can just review that, that would be great. And then I have in here just the first 100 sight words. During the second semester, I introduced the first 20 sight words. And then the next page is, sorry, they're getting all stuck together. The next page, this is the progress report. I assess your children and evaluate them in the fall and in the spring, and I send home a copy of the progress report. So this is just for your reference if you wanted to look over it and see the things that I will be assessing. The next 2 pages are the kindergarten readiness checklist, and it goes over different things that the schools are looking for and hoping that your children have mastered by the time they are starting kindergarten. So you can just look over those. Those are for your reference, and again, those are also on my website. And then the next page is just a handy kindergarten prep checklist. So when it comes time to enrolling your child into kindergarten, this is just like a little checklist that goes over the things you need to do, like going to the doctor and actually contacting the school and enrolling and finding out when their meet the teacher is and things like that. This page has the sign language alphabet. We do a lot of sign language in preschool. I teach the children how to sign their names, and we learn signs for the colors and different things like this. And so this is just for your reference to have at home. And then that very last page is just the tuition receipt. All right, so I wanted to go over also in the calendar. So in the calendar, like on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the first center, we always do the same thing. So the first center on Tuesday, we do our alphabet animal, and the first center on Wednesday, we do handwriting, and the first center on Thursday, we do our journal. And so this is what that looks like. So the alphabet animal, it looks like this. They get it with the pieces all paper clipped to it, and then they slide the pieces off. This is what we do during our first center on Tuesday. And then they'll trace the letter A. They trace it 3 times, and I go over instructions on how they're gonna trace it so that they do it the proper way. And then they will make the sign for the letter A and say A, alligator, and then they show me where the pieces go on the alligator. And once I've approved it, then they get out their glue stick and they glue the pieces down. And so once it's assembled, it will look like this. And these letters will come home every Tuesday, and they'll come home in their folder on the left at home side. I just fold it up and put it in there. And I just wanted to mention, because my son did these in his kindergarten class, and I thought they were so cute, and we'd hang them on the fridge, and you know, when he got his next one, I would throw that one away and hang the next one up. And it wasn't until about halfway through the year that I thought, these are so cute, I should have saved them. And so I like to point out to you, in case you want to save them, I have them up in the preschool room along the top of the wall around the preschool room. And a lot of times the kids like to put them up in their room, you know, along the top of the wall, and they like adding to their collection each week. I've also had parents that have put them on the back of a door or just lined them up on a wall in their bedroom or something like that. So whatever you want to do with them, I just like pointing it out. So in case you're like me and you don't think about doing something like that until you're halfway through the alphabet and you don't have the first half. So that's Tuesday for our first center. Wednesday for our first center is handwriting. And so your child will have their name to trace. And the first semester especially, we're really focusing on just starting on the left side and tracing all the way across to the right side, and then going back to the beginning of the second row and tracing the letters left to right and not skipping any letters, and then doing the third row. And by the second semester, some of them are doing it in the first semester, but by the second semester, I really encourage them to practice writing it by themselves on the bottom row. And so however it looks, it might just kind of look like scribbling at the beginning of the year. You just praise them and tell them it looks amazing, and tell them that you can tell they really put a lot of effort into it. We focus a lot on effort and practicing. Sometimes kids get really frustrated with handwriting, and so we always talk about how it's just handwriting practice and that it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just practicing. And then after they do their name, they will do the letter of the week in, we call it rainbow letters. And so they pick a marker, they can pick any color they want, and they trace the capital and the lowercase with the same color. And then they'll get another marker, a different color, and trace the capital and the lowercase, same color. And then they'll do that again a third time with a different color. Once they have done that 3 times, they'll make a sign and say apple, and then they can turn it over. They can color the apple. I give them options. So with their handwriting, they need to do both of these when they're at the table, and then I give them the option with the picture if they want to color it or not. Sometimes they don't want to color it. They feel like they want to do it at home, and that's fine. Sometimes they want to color it and add lots of details to it. And I also give them permission if they really want to scribble, that they can scribble right here. So you talk about, we don't want to scribble when we're practicing our handwriting. We want to give our best effort. But if you really want to get your scribbles out, here's where you can do it. And then also on Wednesday, what comes home is this paper that has just a list of different words that start with the letter of the week. I have this hanging up in the preschool room, and we go over this every day in preschool at the beginning of our center time, or our circle time. So that's Wednesday, and then on Thursday, we have our journal. And the journal stays at preschool. It doesn't come home until the very last day of preschool. Unless they're going to be missing, like if they miss a week of preschool or they miss the day that we did the journal, I can send it home with them, and then they can watch one of the Letter of the Week videos with me. And in the Letter of the Week videos, I go over the instructions for the alphabet animal, the handwriting, and the journal. And so that's something that's great for them if they have missed preschool and they need to do those different things at home. So when they are doing their journal, they will trace their name, and then they will look for the letter of the week. And when they find it, they'll make the sign and say apple. And then they open it up, and again on here, they'll look for the letter of the week, point to it, make the sign and say apple or alligator or whatever word that starts with the letter A that they want to say. And then they'll turn the page, and when they get to the letter of the week, they will take out a marker and they'll trace the letters. And again, we start at the top and we start on the left side and we trace every letter all the way across. We go to the second row, trace every letter all the way across. And then down here in this open space, they do an illustration. And to get ideas for their illustration, I always read one of these Alpha Tales books, and I have a playlist of these books on my website as well, in case they want to watch it at home. And they just have tons of Letter of the Week words in it, and so we talk about them after we read the book to give them ideas of something that they might want to do as their illustration. And sometimes they do, sometimes they love, drawing an apple or an alligator or something that starts with the letter A, and sometimes They don't. They just draw something completely random and different. And whatever they draw, I just praise them and tell them what a great job they're doing and ask them about their illustration. And then I'll write down word for word what they tell me about their illustration. And then we talk about how at the end of the year, they are the author and illustrator of their own book. The illustrator because they did the pictures, and the author because they told me all of the words. So that's our journal, and that's done on every Thursday. And then, oh, one last thing I wanted to show you. These are Bob books, and these are our early readers that we're gonna do this year. In preschool, we don't start these until the beginning of February. And in February, each child has their own set of Bob books, and they will get one book each Tuesday to add to their collection until they have a whole collection of 12 books. All right, if you have any questions at all, just go ahead and call me or text me or email me. I am so excited and I can't wait for this preschool year to begin. See you soon.